The Roadkill fleet assembles for the live event on January 11th. 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come on and tune in and get ready for tons and tons of wall taps and burnouts. Alright, everybody. So, maybe wondering, what are all these vehicles doing here? A lot you haven't seen in a while, some refreshies. So basically, this is coming out after the announcement of it, but we are finally doing a live episode. Yes, we are going to be doing a big live episode for Roadkill Live, and the next two episodes of projects are going to be dedicated to getting these vehicles ready. And there's a lot of them. And we're going to be doing two segments of the live stream. Of course, I'm going to have my buddy Joseph announcing it. And Sean hopefully is going to be there. That's a big up in the air type of a thing with him. But yeah, he might be there. But you may be wondering, what are all these vehicles here for? What are we doing? How is this working out? Well, it's basically going to be a big live episode. There's going to be two segments to it. There's going to be a burnout competition that we start out with, similar to how Cletus and Cars is with their burnout competition. We have these 6 vehicles. But yeah, we got the Crusher Moonhawk, we got the blown Cornet, the Impala over there, the cop car, Twisted Mayhem, and the freshly rebuilt muscle truck. And you may have seen me test the muscle truck in the Burnout pit last episode. It's not there right now, but just me, it'll be back. That was just set up for testing and everything, but yeah. But we'll have a Burnout pit over there, and then we'll also be doing a drag bracket race, which that's going to be the next episode of Projects, which is going to come out the day of Roadkill Live, which is January 11th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can go and convert that yourself if you're in a different time zone, but yeah, we're going to be starting at 12 in the afternoon, lunchtime, Eastern Standard Time, or whatever time it is for you. And yeah, it's going to be a live episode with these two segments. I'm hoping to keep it to about an hour and a half long, which I feel like is very possible. I don't think we'll be able to fill up more than that with a burnout competition and a drag bracket race. But yeah, a bunch of your favorites are here. A bunch of vehicles that you probably don't even know about are here. But we got to spend the next couple of days here getting these vehicles ready, and most of them are ready. A lot of them do need work. The Moonhawk here, I think, needs a radiator. The Cornet, we're doing a ton of work too, and the Impala needs a little bit of work. The muscle truck, the cop car, and Twisted Mayhem, I think, are all fine. Twisted Mayhem is going to get a transmission, though. I'm going to put an auto in it. I'm sick and tired of the manual failing. So, yeah, Twisted Mayhem is going to be getting an automatic. But that I'm not really worried about in this episode. This episode is really more or less to focus on these vehicles and to get them ready, because how the Burnout competition is going to work is basically endurance. I'm going to be scored on a bunch of different things. So, first off, I'm going to be scored on style. So, wall taps. If I can pull them off, or if I'm ballsy enough to wall tap some of these vehicles, which I'd say I'm ballsy enough to wall tap Twisted Mayhem, the cop car, the Impala, and the Moonhawk here. And the vehicles I'm willing to blow up is pretty much all of them except for the cop car and the muscle truck. Because those vehicles are good. The muscle truck I just rebuilt. It's a fast truck now. It's not doing the drag race, sadly. I set up the muscle truck to be a drag racer, but yeah, it's not on the drag list. All right, muscle truck. No, it is not. Probably would have fit better, but yeah, muscle truck, not drag racing. None of these vehicles are drag racing except for the cop car. So that goes to show that I have made sure that no vehicles will be missing out on this drag race. I will explain how the drag racing works in the next episode, but yeah, I'm going to be scored on style, which is wall taps, how I get the car to drift around and everything, smoke, see how much smoke I can get these vehicles to give off, and of course there's going to be a timer. The longest vehicle to last, obviously, before it overheats, is going to be the winner. And I think right now the Burnout or the Crusher Moonhawk here has one of those ultimate radiators, which doesn't allow the car to overheat at all, which I got to change that so that it can actually compete and it's just not an infinite burnout. But yeah, the radiator, not worried about. Twisted Mayhem, transmission swap, I'm not worried about. The rest of the vehicles we can easily test, but we're going to start with the Impala because that's the least amount of work. That thing only needs a couple of things. The Cornet, on the other hand, needs a lot of work because I'm going to be basically making it into a burnout car. Not a manual one. There will be a manual burnout car if this event is a success. I will do a projects episode or a main episode on a burnout vehicle that is dedicated to burnouts. I will if this event is a success. If it is a success, I plan to do 4 of them a year, so 1 for the winter, 1 for the fall, 1 for the summer, and 1 for the spring. They'll all be at different times of the year, obviously, of course, whenever time allows me, Joseph, and possibly Sean to be able to sit down and live stream this event. Where it's going to be live streamed is most likely on YouTube. I'm going to be doing a test stream before the event so that I know I can live stream it on the YouTube, but if there is any complications with live streaming to YouTube, I will be putting this over to Twitch and the full stream will be uploaded to YouTube. So you will be able to see the full thing on YouTube, but yeah. So let's get to work. Let's hop in the Impala. I haven't driven that thing since the episode with Sean, which is like 2 months ago. So it runs. Everything runs right now. I know that. But this is just to get everything prepared because everything needs a little bit of work for this episode. So let's get the Impala. Let's take it over to a shop and get it worked on. All right. It's the next day. And we're not at a shop. We're not at the track. Because today is New Year's Day. And we got kicked out of the track. They didn't want us there. So I basically moved everything to the house. And right now, Twisted Mayhem doesn't come out of first gear. So I had to limp that thing over here. I had to drive everything over to here. And now we're getting started working. And we're going to have to find somewhere to go and test these things to where we don't get in trouble. But yeah, but we're here now. And definitely can make the Impala happen, for sure. The Cornet, that's going to be a lot of work because it's basically a complete suspension overhaul. But yeah, Impala here is a very, very, very easy job. Soundscape meep. Is that the horn? No. I guess it's not. But yeah, no, there's not a lot of work. This thing will get a cage eventually. It's not going to have a cage for the event, but it will get a cage. Cop Car should have a cage before the event. That's going this weekend for a cage. It's needed it for a very long time. But yeah, I think everything is good with this thing. I do want to put an exhaust on it. Because I want the flames to be seen. Even though I don't like how low they hang, this is just a temporary thing. They might not even be on for the event, so don't be surprised if they aren't. But the one thing that I gotta do, I hate that so much. I hate how low they are. They're coming off. Fuck it. I'll leave it open, headers. Wanted to kind of spare this motor a little bit, but Sorry, valves. You're gonna hate me. Alright, so that's out of the question. But yeah, this thing is getting a welded differential. And it's going to be a better one. It's going to be a 308 in the rear. Way better. Now, why? You're probably asking, why not like a lockable diff or a limited slip? The welded diff allows for better drifting. So we're going to try and keep this thing as driftable as we can. But yeah, other than that, and exhaust really, I don't think I can put a hood on it. Hood, yeah, no, it would be a race hood. So yeah, that's staying. But yeah, other than that, you know, like, it's gonna need a cage eventually. And yeah, it's gonna need a lot of it's gonna need a lot of work, this thing, for it to be a cool burnout car. And it will stay in auto. I can't put a manual with this motor setup, sadly. I don't know why this mod limits that. But yeah, let's go and test the new diff. No more one tire fire, no more exploding rear wheels off of it. Oh, I should do brakes. We'll do that after. Hell yeah. Way better. Now where's a parking lot where I could slide this thing around? Oh, it actually handles a lot better. I will say, for this motor setup, this car drives like a dream. Oh my god. This thing is great. I can't wait to drive this thing on dirt with a welded diff now. That's going to be the best part about it. Really not supposed to be here, but yeah, it's getting hot quick. I might reinstall the fans too. We'll run back and do that really quick. Alright, got the fans in it. I think I saw... Ooh. Still getting hot, but it seems like if you modulate the throttle, it seems to hold up pretty well. Alright, I think this thing is mint. Let's going to get started on the Cornet because that's going to be a big job. And if I can get that done in one day, that'll be great. This thing looks good again. Man, does it look better with this kind of stance than being lowered. I like it way more, and it's more burnout worthy of a vehicle. But yeah, look at these new wheels and everything on this thing. It is ready to be a burnout machine. We're going to go test it out. Still the same motor. Might get a smaller blower one day. But this thing should be a lot better. It's basically back on stock suspension. Doesn't steer. But that's probably just because of tire pressure. But yeah, no longer is this thing going to be a drag car. This is just going to be for fun, burnouts, and live events if we do them. And yeah, if we're never going to do a live event again after this, then I'm just going to find some way to blow it up and we'll get rid of it. One thing that I might start doing in the new year is going on to the Beamng roleplay forum where you sell vehicles. And might put a few vehicles up there, you know, if I do want to get rid of them. This being one of them, you know, I don't really have a new direction for this right now, but yeah. Let's see how well it does. Still has crap steering, and I gotta put the brakes on it. So basically, for people who don't know, the Thanksgiving special, the 440 Cornet that we had, basically robbed the stock suspension off of it and just got new shocks and control arms for the front. No sway bars either. But yeah, I didn't rob the brakes off of it because, just haven't robbed the brakes off of the old suspension yet. But yeah, very glad that I parted that car out for this. Since it was blown up anyways. And it does not steer for a damn. It needs a steering system too. But yeah, I think we're gonna finish up the day here with getting Twisted Mayhem with a new auto trans in it. And we'll get these vehicles, you know, all filed away and everything. And yeah, the Burnout vehicles will be golden for the live event on the 11th. Very excited for this. Very, very excited. Alright, so yeah, I'll get this thing finished up, new trans and Twisted Mayhem, and we will go test the old girl out, see if the V10 still has got some balls in it. Alright, it's the next day. It's actually New Year's morning. And the truck's done, basically. Automatic transmission's in it. We're going to go give it a quick test, and we're basically done for this episode of preparation for the live episode. But yeah, the radiator is in the Moonhawk as well. Did that yesterday. We got everything basically 100% ready for chaos on the 11th. So stay tuned, because we're going to have all the drag vehicles, and now we'll be running full quarter-mile times with them, so don't come to that video expecting to see all these vehicles running full quarter miles. I'm probably just going to run them past the 60-foot just to make sure everything is okay, see if there's anything I can improve. We got some parts to install on some vehicles, so yeah, we'll be doing a whole drag video. The day of the event will be the part 2 of the project's prep. But yeah, so let's take this thing out. It's already way better to drive, which is what I wanted. It still got kick to it though. It's only a 4-speed. Figured this truck wouldn't need much. Don't drag race it, don't really drive it often. It's really just like a fun off-road truck. So I figured a 4-speed wouldn't be a bad idea. Love to put a 5-speed automatic, but I don't have one for the truck. So, yeah. But if you can't tell, this is why I picked this thing. Because it's good at blazing the tires off. Yeah. She still got it. Truck's reliable. Just had a shit transmission. Wow. It did not like that. But I will tell you this, expect this truck to have a comeback. 110% this truck will have a comeback. Whether if it's going to be projects or a main episode, I think a main episode is more appropriate for this thing. Because we can do some pretty cool shit to this truck and make it amazing. Wow, it hates full throttle. Well, that's good, because this thing is supposed to blaze tires. But I feel like there's one thing we gotta do before we end off this episode, and that is one gnarly burnout with the good old girl. Oh, this car is great. Oh my god, it's just blazing tires. Oh, this thing is great. Cannot wait for this Burnout competition. It's going to be my favorite part of the whole event, I'm telling you. But yeah, hopefully you will be seeing these things live on the 11th of January, 2020. 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in the afternoon. Yeah. Come out to the event, please, please. I want this to be successful. I'm very excited for this event to be a complete blast. So come out, support it, watch a little bit, and if you don't like it, just say so and give me advice on how to improve it. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed though, and stay tuned for part 2 of getting my wonderful fleet of junk together to go drag racing.